I'm Nicoletta, and this week we're going to talk about what happens when you want a baby and your partner doesn't. The first question I feel like you should ask yourself is, what's keeping you in a relationship where you're not getting some of your needs met? If having a baby or not having a baby is part of your non-negotiable list of something that you really know you want or don't want in your life, what's keeping you in a relationship where you might not be getting that need met? One thing that I think can be really dangerous is going into a long-term relationship and knowing that maybe your partner has said, I definitely don't want children, or I definitely do want children, and you feel the opposite, and thinking that with time they will change their mind. Of course, sometimes people, depending on where they're at in life or the work they've done on themselves, might change their mind about wanting to have or not have children. But I've seen so many couples in my practice that come in and they've been married for some years and they knew going into the relationship that one of them wanted children and the other one didn't. And now they're here years later being like, well, I still want children, and they still don't. And I'm like, well, you knew this going into the relationship, no? The first thing you can do, though, if you do figure out that you and your partner have a discrepancy about wanting to have children, is seek out a therapist or an expert to talk about it and see if there's a way to find a middle ground or compromise. Of course, you might not necessarily be able to compromise about having a child because you can't have half a child, but there are other ways in terms of like adopting children at an older age or things like that that might be options for you. This can help you both understand the reasoning behind your decisions and to see if this decision is just a no children right now or no children ever, and to see if it was made in a rational, insightful way, or if someone just doesn't want to have children because they feel like they'll be a bad parent, they have issues with their family of upbringing, or if they just don't want to get rid of their free time, which for some can be a valid reason not to have children. It's also a key opportunity to have an actual conversation about what you really want for your future. It's also really important to remember that the decision not to have children, especially if you're a woman these days, is still stigmatized. If after you've done this work, your partner still really does not want to have children, and you decide to stay with them anyway, ask yourself, would you be okay choosing your partner over not having children? If you're in one of those couples where you think that your partner's going to change their mind or change their mind in time, sure, potentially this could happen. But think about it in however many years when you've planned out your life and it's still not happening. And sadly for women, there is a biological clock thing that is happening. There are ways to get around this, of course, if you have the money to do things like freezing your eggs, or you're interested in adoption or surrogacy, but your partner still might not want to have children, and then you're left not knowing what to do and having put so much time and energy into this relationship where you both wanted different things. If you do get your partner to change their mind, or they're only making this decision because they're doing it for you and your happiness, what do you think might happen over time? It's easy for things like resentments to build up when someone feels coerced into a decision that they really didn't want. So for example, if you wanted to have kids and you're not having them because your partner didn't want to, will you resent them 10 years, 20 years down the line when you look back and you didn't have the children that you wanted? Wouldn't it be easier to find somebody that wants what you want? A lot of these conversations and guidelines I feel could be applied to many conversations. For example, someone who says they don't want to get married or don't want to be monogamous, and the other partner thinks, oh, well, maybe I'm good enough, or maybe they'll love me enough to change their mind and I can convince them. I think that's a really slippery slope, and I personally would not recommend it. I'm guessing there's some of you out there who are watching this thinking that you're in a relationship, mine's not going to be like that, my partner doesn't want kids right now, but I know we can work it out. So if you feel like you have a grasp on that, I would love to hear from you. So leave a comment in the section below and let me know what you think. I love making these videos because it's a great opportunity for you to learn more about yourself and about the sex therapy field. So if you want to learn more and ask me any questions, please check out my website at nicoletavheidegger.com. And if you're in the Southern California area, you can book a therapy session with me and email me through my website.